Getting fit and healthy doesn't have to take a backseat in your busy schedule. With a little push and drive, you can look and feel great in no time. So, stay tuned as we discover how Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu can keep us fit and healthy in this new episode of In Fitness and in Health. Learning martial arts is a perfect way to gain strength and agility. And as a martial art, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu requires a whole different set of skills. It's excellent for self-defense, increasing your flexibility, and boosting your muscular strength. But what is it that makes Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu unique from all other martial arts? So we have here Coach Ram to teach us the basics of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Coach Ram, thank you for having us here.
Thank you.
So Coach, what have you been up to lately?
This year, I had a couple of competitions.
Okay.
But mostly, since like in time ko, teaching.
So how did it all start for you?
Actually, nag-start to, I think, 2008, I watched an MMA fight. I think it was DJ Penn. I had 5 amateur fights. 2012, I found out my friend was training Jiu-Jitsu. He invited me, and then
Rest is history.
cheers, yes.
And I also understand there are different types of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Can you enumerate or can you tell us a bit more about those?
I think basically 2 types. I think it's gi and no-gi grappling.
How do we benefit from the sport?
Oh, I think yung Jiu-Jitsu kasi is more of a mental exercise than physical. Me with the gi, you have to think sa lahat ng moves mo. If you grip something, dapat may purpose yun. If your opponent does this, isipin mo, ba't niya ginagawa niya? You have to respect yung grips niya. Does he want you to move this way or react and then goes the other way?
Jiu-Jitsu originated from Japan, but it traveled all the way to Brazil, which gave birth to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It is a grappling sport that mainly focuses on groundwork and your fighting skill rather than your size. However, its difference from other grappling sports like judo is that the only way you can win is through submission. Can you teach me the basics now of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
Oh, basically, merong 4 basic principles of Jiu-Jitsu, which is first, you have to close the distance.
Okay.
When you close the distance, you have to get the clinch. So, kailangan mo control mo yung person. And then take them down. Once pagdating sa ground, you have to control them first before you end up submission, which is the 4th and final step, which is how you end the fight.
Take it over though.
So Martin, we have 4 basic positions in Jiu-Jitsu. First one is yung most common para sa lahat for me, is yung side mount, which is where nakapatong ka sa side, which is named as side mount. The next one is yung mount, meaning nakapato ka but this time nakaupo ka naman. It says partner mo. Third one is yung back mount or rear mount. So basically, nakatalikod siya sa'yo and with your hooks in, meaning yung legs mo nasa thigh niya, and you have your arms wrapped either sa shoulders niya and sa neck. Last one, 4th one, favorite ko, is yung guard. Meaning, nakahiga ka, and you use your legs to control yung distance nyo ng opponent or partner mo, which is guard. Jiu-Jitsu kasi, you can score points when you get positions, right? When you pass yung guard, that's 3 points. When you get the mount or yung back mount, that's 4 points. But the goal is always submission eventually. So it doesn't matter kung lamang ka or lamang ako sa'yo. But once you get me in a submission, he locks, arm bars, chokes, and I tap, it means you win. Eventually, yung goal, you control to get in submission.
So Coach, now that we've learned the basics of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, paano naman to maka-apply, like sa normal people like me, how do we, apply the learnings in our everyday life?
So as I said kanina, para sa akin talaga yung Jiu-Jitsu is more of problem solving, right?
Okay.
It teaches you how to think. For example, dami nangyayari. Nasa side mount ka, everything's going bad. Kailangan mo na hanapin yung root cause or isa-isa mo siya tatanggalin.
Fitness-wise, Coach?
Fitness-wise, totoo lang, if you get into Jiu-Jitsu, yung fitness is secondary. Nagugulat ka na lang, you're getting fit because you're putting in more rounds. Ganun siya kasi
And also, figuring Coach, if you want to get serious with Jiu-Jitsu, you're forced to let's say you want to get stronger, you're forced to train on the side as well.
Especially when you compete. Dapat supplementary yung training mo. So again, it forces you to change your lifestyle.
Okay. Thank you, Coach. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
So we're done with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, done with Coach Ram and our sparring sessions earlier. He taught me a lot of things today, aside from the basics, how Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu can actually be applied to life, to my life, and to normal people like me. But I think this was a very interesting session for me because it's a full contact sport. I mean, I've tried doing takedowns before with Muay Thai, doing a little bit of MMA, but nothing like this, And it was fascinating to me that you actually had to have a purpose for every movement. So Jiu-Jitsu, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is not only, for workout, for self-defense, it can also be a way of life. It can also become your mindset in life, and that makes the sport more than a sport because it helps you in a lot of areas in your life. So definitely 10 out of 10 Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu must try martial art, and I would definitely recommend this to anyone who wants to try it. While knowing that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a good self-defense technique, there's no better protection for your body than keeping it healthy and energized. And since Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu can be quite intense to the muscles, you will need to rebuild the broken tissues by fueling them with healthy meals. Like with this matcha green tea pancake, that is an ideal meal within 2 hours after your workout. Post-workout meals are important because it provides you with the proteins that helps repair your muscles and carbohydrates that replenishes your energy. So there you go, guys, another fun and exciting way to not only keep fit and healthy, but also safe through Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So if you think your friends or anyone would appreciate this type of activity, do not forget to share this video with them. So join me again next time as we go on a fitness journey in fitness and in health.